Today's topic is Catch Me in the Snow by Hitomitoi, our first city pop lesson. I'll break down the chords, talk about why they sound so lush, and show you how well they translate to 90s style R&B. Let's get started. We're in the key of A flat major. We start the verse on the tonic chord in A flat major 9. So that's going to be root, 9th, 3rd, 5th, 7th. We play that for 2 bars, and then we move down to F minor 9, the minor 6 chord. Going to be root, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th. And we use voice leading to keep the upper 3 shared chord tones so that we only need to move the thumb from B flat to A flat. We play that for another 2 bars, and then we move everything down by another 3rd for D flat major 9, our 4 chord. Root, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th. We're breaking the voice leading in the right hand and moving the whole chord shape down by a diatonic 3rd to do that. And that gets played for another 2 bars. We use that particular D flat major 9 voicing for a reason. It shares 2 chord tones with our next chord, a very colorful G flat 13 suspended. Root, 5th, 7th, 9th, 11th, 13th. Now to get there, the F and the C that were in the right hand move down a half step to F flat and C flat respectively and keep the other 2 notes. So the left hand keeps the D flat and the thumb from the previous chord and moves the pinky over to G flat. This gives us the classic 13 suspended voicing, the root and 5th in the left hand, and a major 7th voicing built from one whole step below the root, so G flat going down to F flat or E in the right hand. Now we're going to add the final chord of the verse sequence, an E flat suspended or our suspended 5 chord. That's going to be root, 5th, and then 9th, 11th, 7th, and we're doubling the root on top. The right hand is keeping the shared chord tones from the last chord on A flat and E flat. And the other 2 fingers are moving up to F, our 9th, and D flat, our flat 7th. So going from here to here. We don't always get the root doubled in a suspended chord voicing, and here it has the added bonus of connecting that flat 7 suspended 13 to the 5 suspended by acting as a held over top note in both voicings. Altogether, this sequence goes from 1 major 9 to 6 minor 9 to 4 major 9, all diatonic chords descending by thirds, and then we get a couple of tasty borrowed chords with the flat 7 suspended 13 subbing in as a predominant, and then the 5 suspended chord closing out the first half of the verse progression. The second half of the verse is almost the same with the 1, 6, 4 sequence for 2 bars each, But on bars 7 and 8, we played the flat 7 suspended 13 for both. Breaking the path to the dominant 5 chord that took us back to the tonic the first time around, and pulling us into uncharted territory. From there we move on to the pre-chorus, which begins on an ethereal flat 3 chord, C flat major 9. So it's going to be root, 9th, 3rd, 5th, major 7th. We play that for 2 bars. And then we're going to hold the C flat in the bass and move everything else down to grab a new chord in the right hand, D flat 7, a borrowed dominant 4 chord. So that's going to be C flat, D flat, F, A flat. This gives us D flat 7 over C flat, or D flat 7 in the 3rd inversion. 2 more bars of that. And then we're going to move the C flat in the left hand down to B flat and leap all the other voices down to give us a B flat minor 7, our 2 chord. So root, 7th, root, 3rd, 5th. We're going to play that B flat minor 7 for only 1 bar. And after that, we're going to go through a cool sequence of borrowed chords, starting with E flat minor 7, the borrowed minor 5. Root, 3rd, 5th, 7th, root. This gets played for half a bar, and then the bass in the left hand descends to D flat, with the right hand also following downwards via voice leading to give us a passing B flat minor 7 in 1st inversion, or the minor 2-7 with the 3rd in the bass. So 3rd, 5th, 7th, root, 3rd. From there, we're going to our next surprise chord, an A flat minor 7, the borrowed minor tonic chord. The bass moves down to A flat, and the right hand also moves downwards to the notes of the minor 1 chord. We play that for 2 bars, and then we're going to wrap up the pre-chorus with a familiar sequence, going to G flat suspended 13 for the next bar, and then finally to E flat suspended, but this time in a different voicing than we've heard in the verse up to now. And that one's going to be root, 7th, 9th, 11th with an added 5th on top. Looking at the pre-chorus all together, we're going from flat 3 major 9 to 4 dominant 7, both borrowed, to 2 minor 7, and then we're going to move down through that sequence of 5 minor 7, passing 2 minor 7 in 1st inversion, to 1 minor 7, and then we finally wrap it up with a compressed version of the flat 7 suspended 13 to 5 suspended cadence to push us back to the tonic chord and the start of the chorus. The chorus is an easy one because it's the same as the first half of the verse. 2 bars each of 1 major 9, 6 minor 9, 4 major 9, a bar of flat 7 suspended 13, and a split bar of the flat 7 and 5 suspended. Easy peasy. Now for something completely different. We have an interlude to the D flat major 9. So D, root, 7th, 9th, 3rd, 5th. Played for a couple bars on repeated 8th notes. And then we go to A flat major 9. Our same voicing as the verse, root, 9th, 3rd, 5th, 7th. Also on 8th notes for another 2 bars. It's a 4 major 9, 1 major 9 vamp. Very popular in psychedelic and jam music. Now we're going to jump back to the opening vamp that I skipped at the very beginning of the recording because the song actually starts on the same vamp, but with borrowed 1 and 4 chords from G major, the key 1/2 step below our tonic key. So we're going to start with C major 9, our 4 in the key of G major. So root, 5th, 7th, 9th, 3rd. We play that for a couple bars on the 8th notes, and then we're going to go up to G major 9, root, 9th, 3rd, 5th, 7th, for another 2 bars. This is the very beginning of the recording, and there's no dominant chord here, but when we hear 2 major 7 or 9 chords a fourth apart, most people tend to hear them as a 1 and 4 pair, albeit without the same sort of firm resolution we'd hear from 1 and 5. All this means is that the vamp still sounds like we're going from a 4 major 9 to a 1 major 9, even though we haven't had any previous musical information to establish this. This does 2 things. It sets us up to have a sense of deja vu when we hear the progression later on after the first chorus. So we heard at the beginning and didn't really think anything of it, and then later we hear. And it's also a sneaky way to take us to the tonic chord for the first time at the beginning of the first verse, because we're taking that G major 9 and we're resolving it in parallel 1/2 step up for everything to the A flat major 9. So we went from to, and when you think it's going to go back to the C again, instead you get the Now, going back to the interlude, we play the 4 major 9 and 1 major 9 as originally described. Then we play a bar of B flat minor 7, our 2. So root 7, root 3rd, 5th. And from there, we get a brand new chord, a B flat half diminished 7 in second inversion. So that's going to be flat 5, 3rd, flat 5, 7th, root. Acting as a chromatically altered passing chord before we finally arrive back at E flat suspended. F flat descends to E flat. F flat goes up to F in the right hand. For the last 2 bars to take us back to the verse. So that was. We go through the second verse, pre-chorus, and chorus with the same chords after the interlude, and then we go to our last unique progression, the bridge. The bridge starts on a new chord, F flat major 9, the flat 6 chord, which is enharmonic with E major 9. So it's going to be root, 9th, 3rd, 5th, 7th. We're on this for 2 bars, and then we move up to G flat 11, the flat 7th chord. It's going to be root, 9th, 11th, 5th, 7th. We play that for a bar, and then we move the whole voicing up in parallel by a whole step to A flat 11. Root, 9th, 11th, 5th, 7th. This is actually played with an 8th note anticipation going into the last 2 chords. So we start on that F flat major 9, and then on the last beat of the second bar, the chord changes half a beat early to the G flat 11th chord. And then we do the same thing at the end of the G flat 11 bar going into the A flat 11. And then the A flat gets an entire bar to itself, and then we start the progression over again. We repeat that progression for 5 whole loops, and then we get a curveball partway through the 6th and final loop. We play a bar and a half of the F flat major 9, and we suddenly, on the and of 3, follow a new bass line to A minor 7. And we get that A minor chord by taking all the upper voicings of the F flat major 9 and just moving them up by half step. We're only on the A minor for a beat before the bass line moves again. So we are... and takes us to D dominant 9. So root, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th. In this case, we get there just by keeping the upper 3 voicings of the previous chord and dropping the G down a half step. We repeat that process one more time by having the bass line move upward to give us our old friend E flat suspended, this time in second inversion with the 5th in the bass. So 5, 9th, 11th, 7th, root. Hearing the 5 chord back after a long absence is what finally pulls us back to the tonic for the final chorus repeats. So... So what all was going on in the bridge? Well, as I hear it, the song temporarily makes F flat, the flat 6, our new tonic, with the G flat 11 and A flat 11 functioning as 2 and 3 respectively in a progression that doesn't resolve in any satisfying way, which makes it perfect for a bridge. This builds tension over 5 whole loops in the first half of the 6th loop, and then the final 2 bars are kind of a sneaky callback to the introduction, because we have A minor 7, the 2 of G major, our fake out key from the beginning of the recording, followed by D dominant 9, the 5 of G major again, But then after that, the chromatic voice movement from the D9 to the E suspended over B flat finally lets us slide up by a half step back into our home key, much as we did going from G major 9 to A flat major 9 at the beginning of the recording. Many of the progressions we talked about today can fit right into a song written in a classic 90s R&B style. For example, we can take the verse progression, drop the tempo, and slightly change up the accompaniment style to get something reminiscent of Boyz II Men circa 1993. In conclusion, Catch Me in the Snow is a great lesson on how city pop songs use 9, 11, and 13 chords to create a lush signature sound, borrowing 4 and 1 from a half step below the tonic key for our harmonically deceptive introduction, using flat 7 suspended 13 as a substitute predominant, using flat 3 major 9 to add anticipation to a pre-chorus, using 6 minor 7, 2 minor 7 in first inversion, and 1 minor 7 to navigate to a flat 7 suspended, 5 suspended cadence, using flat 6 major 9, flat 7 11, and 1 11 to build tension and anticipation during the bridge, and using flat 6 major 9, flat 2 major 7, and flat 5 dominant 9 to navigate back to the suspended 5 chord. That was our lesson on Catch Me in the Snow. I hope you enjoyed our first lesson on city pop. If you want to support what I do, please like, subscribe, and comment, and go check out my Patreon in the description below. If you want to learn more about a more random selection of music, go check out my second channel, How Pop Music Works Live. Until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of someone else, and have a good day.